So good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday night Anamkara meditation program. And with all my heart and with all my love, I welcome you to our program tonight. You know, each and every one of you is the sublime face of the infinite, the divine, the self of all. And all our practices are aimed at giving us the direct knowledge of that, the direct experience of that, and ultimately to live in that awareness at all times and all places. And so we do the practices to really help clear the mind and clear the identification with the mind, right? It's that identification that jams us up, limits us, limits our view, makes us feel bound, causes suffering. So all the practices are really aimed at freeing the mind, because the self, your divine nature, already 100% free. So we're going to start with the opening mantras. And the opening mantras are a way of helping to both quiet the mind, as well as invoking that sublime consciousness that is the root of mantra, that is the consciousness that takes the throb of mantra, the divine form in sound, in order to give us a way of being able to experience that directly. So we'll start with the opening mantras. Shri Mata Kali Mahadev Ki Jai Jananam Bhuta Ganari Sevitam Kapita Jambu Palacharu Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwara Parapankajam Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Mata Kali Mahadev Ki Jai. And once again, with all my heart, with all my love, I welcome you to our program tonight. In that stillness, in that silence, the spaciousness of being, the boundless one. Known as Shiva, simply means the Auspicious One. It's the self of all. The Godhead, the divine, the one, the source. It's all that. It's all that is. We do the practices to come to rest in that. And tonight actually begins the celebrations in India for Maha Shivaratri, the great night of Shiva. That's on the night of the 28th, March 1st, but 11 days before, on the 17th this year, begins some of the pujas and the celebrations that mark that extraordinary holiday. And it's one of the greatest and biggest holidays in India. And celebrating the divine, the Lord, Lord of it all, the Lord of the dance, the one who's become all that is, sees all that is, knows that all that is, and embraces it in love. That knowing is inseparable from love. And so the divine knows everything in the light of love, the light of consciousness that is that love. Very different from what the mind tries to do. And even the mind, as it starts to wake up or become more conscious, but it becomes conscious in its domain. It's the domain of differentiation, the domain of this is separate from that. I'm separate from you. You're separate from that one. The mind operates in that domain. So when it looks and it tries to see as everything is divine, it thinks, oh, I have to ignore the stuff that it holds as not divine. Because in the relative world of the mind, there are all these pairs of opposites. The good and the bad, the high and the low, the divine, the not divine. That's all. That's all in the mind. That's why the mind has a hard time. It looks and says, well, I'm going to try and see everything as divine. And then it sees, the person and all their different qualities. And it goes, well, that's not so divine. I don't like that. Looks in the mirror and says, I don't like some of these things either. That's not the view that we're talking about. That's not, we're trying to put on some, Pollyanna glasses and see everything as the divine that way. No, that's not something the mind can imitate. That's not something the mind can sort of posture at knowing. That knowing, that only comes from the infinite, from the divine, from yourself. We enter that state, and then that state of knowing begins to suffuse the mind and the body. So we're entering into a whole shift in consciousness that from that perspective, all there is yourself. How could you turn against yourself? To turn against another would be to turn against yourself. To reject another would be to reject yourself. Whereas the divine, all it sees is itself and loves everything it sees. It's become everything, is everything, holds everything in that loving embrace. So far beyond the mind, it best become quiet. It best become still. It's only hope of knowing. As long as it's thinking, trying to grasp with a thought, a concept, misses by a mile. So it becomes still. It becomes silent. And that presence, well, it's here already. Fully present. Fully loving. Fully. It's the rapturous eye awareness of the boundless one. It's aham, I am. I am. Not the little ego mind's I am. I am. That holds all of creation. All of space. All of galaxies. Everything. Everything. Nothing left out. So far beyond what the mind can conceive. It best becomes still. And when it begins to really encounter that rapturous love that is the nature, the truth of who you are, it's overwhelmed. And in that overwhelm, it finally becomes quiet. Direct knowing unfolds. Now, Maha Shivaratri, the great night of Shiva. What night isn't the great night of Shiva? What day isn't the day of Shiva? To experience Shiva leaves an indelible mark on our consciousness. The consciousness of mind bears that imprint. It's unforgettable. We go into these states through the practices, and just as other actions that we do leave behind the trail of some scars, the imprint on mind and body, well, so does entering the state of union with the infinite. It leaves its indelible mark. So we come back to that, because we know that. So we're going to be chanting. Tonight is a chanting night. So we'll be chanting the names of the Auspicious One, of Shiva. Just to become absorbed in that. Because it's the power of mantra is literally the sound form. It's the throb, the emanation of the infinite into the finite world that serves as this carrier wave to transform our consciousness and bring it back to what's already there. Bring it back to its own source. Bring it back to that boundless, boundless love. Embrace us all. So we chant and just become absorbed, meaning just we let go, the body might sway, the mind just is singing along. You can turn up the volume in your home and sing along. Just to become absorbed in that. Because when we're chanting, or even sitting afterwards as we will in meditation, and repeating silently the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, this throb of Shiva, Om Namah Shivaya, I bow to the Auspicious One. We do it with the awareness, I am that. I am that. I am the Auspicious One. I am the throb of mantra. I am the repeater of mantra. I am all that is. That's the awareness we're also cultivating, right? Because the mind keeps chopping it up into it's this and it's not that. I'm this and I'm not that. Now, dissolve it all. Dissolve it all in that ocean of consciousness. That's the truth. It's the truth. The truth that's been known for thousands of years. So Shiva is also known as the primal guru. Shiva, the Auspicious One. Guru means the one who takes us from darkness to light. The first syllable is darkness, the second syllable is light. The G-U, darkness, R-U, light. Who's the guru? Shiva. Shiva, inseparable from Shakti. That's why we have the statue of Ardhana, Ishvara, half Shiva, half Shakti. You celebrate Shiva, you're celebrating Shakti. Mantra is Shakti. She takes that form so that we can know her beloved. So we'll be chanting. We'll be chanting for a while. Just carried along by this river of grace. Mantra and chants are a river of grace. The power that reveals, transforms. The power of grace that removes obstacles. The power of grace that cuts through the primal avidya, ignorance, not knowing the truth of who we are, is what gives birth to all suffering. Cuts right through that. So we align the mind with that highest truth by having it even practice. I am that. I am that. It's practiced so many times for so many lifetimes. I'm not this, I'm not that, I can't be this, I can't be that. I'm so small, I'm so suffering. I'm disempowered in this way. I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Oh, time to erase it all. Come home to the truth of who you are. The magnificent one. So we'll start out by chanting Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho. Jaya Jaya, hail, victory to Shiva, the Auspicious One. Shambho is another name of the Auspicious One. Mahadev, the great Lord the great divine, Mahadev Shambho. There are no words for that. But enter that, and you know it in its fullness. All its beauty and grace, its love and its rapture. This is home. So now we'll begin chanting. Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Jai Jai Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Mahadev Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho. Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Jaya Jaya Shiva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho, Mahadeva Shambho. Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. The ocean of stillness that holds it all. The infinite presence. The Divine One. Shiva, Shiva. So now we'll chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to the Auspicious One. I am the Auspicious One. All is the Auspicious One. That's all there is. Let go of everything else. Rest in that. Come home to that. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. That mantra heals the body, soothes the mind, cuts through the very root cause of suffering, the ignorance, not knowing. I am Shiva. Shivo'ham, Shivo'ham. Beat the drum of Shivo'ham. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Chidananda Rupaha, Shivo'ham, Shivo'ham. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. The great master Shankaracharya wrote the stanzas on salvation that all repeat over and over. Chidananda Rupaha, Shivo'ham, Shivo'ham. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. That's the awareness. We're invited to drown the mind in. Dissolve in that. You'll come back. Karmas will bring the mind back. We have the karmas to fulfill in this lifetime, but we can do it filled with grace, the grace of knowing, the grace of truly seeing. Shivo'ham, Shivo'ham. All there is Shiva. All. Shivo'ham, Shivo'ham. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. The Maha Mantra, the great mantra for dissolving all forms of ignorance, all forms of suffering. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. We'll chant that for a while, and then at the end of the chant, just sit in the meditation. And if the mind is moving, just keep it going with the Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And it becomes to that place of absolute stillness, where the mantra dissolves into its source, taking the mind with it, the boundless stillness, the boundless spaciousness of being, the truth of who you are. Rest there.
Mahadev ki jai.
We end with this prayer. And may all our practices truly benefit everyone. And may all beings know complete freedom from suffering. Namaste. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Whatever arises in the mind, Shiva, Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. What do we see in the world? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So 11 days until Maha Shivaratri. 11 days. Every moment keep the mind absorbed in Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. I bow to Shiva. I bow to Shiva. To everyone, everything that arises inside, everything that seems to be outside. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Take refuge in that. You're taking refuge in your highest self, the truth, the truth of who you are, the Auspicious One, the truth, what all is, the Auspicious One, dancing the dance, Shiva Nataraj, the dance of form and emptiness. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Take refuge in that. Then you can walk that wisdom, walk that strength, walk that joy, walk that love into the world. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So many people carrying ignorance, suffering, anger, hurt, hate. We need to carry the truth into the world. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So, dear Shivas, thank you for coming this evening and bringing the power of your presence, the power of your practices and your commitment to practice and walking these into the world. Thank you. And thank you for the many ways you support Anamkara, making donations, sharing our e-newsletter, sharing the videos, doing what we can to bring the light of the truth into the world, sustain that. So thank you, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks, the first Thursday in March. Namaste.